In the world of self-driving cars, the stakes were high and the competition fierce. It was the dawn of a new era in the automotive industry, and companies around the world were jostling for position, eager to carve out their piece of the autonomous vehicle pie. Among these contenders were two titans of the tech world, Google and Uber. Google, the search engine behemoth, had long been at the forefront of self-driving technology. Its secret weapon, Waymo, a subsidiary dedicated to the development of autonomous vehicles. Under the watchful eye of CEO John Krafcik, Waymo was making rapid strides toward a driverless future, much to the envy of its rivals. Uber, on the other hand, had built its empire on the back of a disruptive ride-hailing platform. Founded in 2009 by Travis Kalanick and Gerrit Kamp, the company had quickly risen to prominence, turning the traditional taxi industry on its head. But Uber wasn't content to rest on its laurels. It, too, had its sights set on self-driving cars, and it was willing to do whatever it took to claim its place in the race for autonomy. And so, the stage was set for a clash of the tech titans. At the heart of this high-stakes battle was Anthony Levandowski, a brilliant and ambitious engineer who had once been a key player on Google's self-driving car team. Levandowski was a legend in the industry, known for his innovative ideas and unwavering determination to bring autonomous vehicles to the masses. But Lewandowski's ambitions weren't limited to his work at Google. He longed for more, the chance to make his own mark on the world of self-driving technology. And so, in early 2016, Lewandowski made the fateful decision to leave Google and strike out on his own. Together with a small team of engineers, Lewandowski founded Otto, a startup dedicated to the development of self-driving trucks. The company quickly gained traction, and soon, it had caught the attention of the very company Lewandowski had left behind, Google. Google's Waymo was not pleased with Lewandowski's new venture. It saw Otto as a threat, a rival that had sprung from its very own ranks. But it wasn't just the existence of Otto that bothered Waymo, it was the suspicion that Lewandowski had taken something valuable with him when he left the company. As Otto's star began to rise, whispers of corporate espionage began to circulate. There were rumors that Lewandowski had downloaded thousands of confidential files from Google before his departure. Files that contained valuable information about Waymo's self-driving technology. There were even whispers that Lewandowski had been in contact with Uber executives prior to leaving Google, a fact that only served to heighten the tension between the two companies. For Waymo, these rumors were more than just idle gossip, they were a direct threat to its position in the race for self-driving technology. Determined to protect its secrets and safeguard its future, Waymo decided to take action. In February 2017, Waymo filed a bombshell lawsuit against Uber, accusing the company of conspiring with Lewandowski to steal its trade secrets. The suit alleged that Uber had used these stolen secrets to accelerate the development of its own self-driving technology, giving it an unfair advantage in the race for autonomy. The tech world was stunned. The Google versus Uber showdown was shaping up to be one of the most high-profile corporate battles in recent memory, with billions of dollars and the future of self-driving technology at stake. The lawsuit would expose the cutthroat tactics and unbridled ambition that characterized the race for autonomous vehicles, and it would lay bare the lengths to which some were willing to go in pursuit of success. The stage was set for a legal showdown unlike any other. In San Francisco, the courtroom buzzed with anticipation as lawyers, journalists, and tech enthusiasts gathered to witness the opening salvos of the Google versus Uber trial. The atmosphere was electric, the tension palpable. As the trial began, Waymo wasted no time in presenting its case against Levandowski and Uber. It unveiled a trove of damning evidence, including emails, text messages, and internal documents that appeared to show Levandowski's willingness to betray his former employer and conspire with Uber to steal valuable trade secrets. Among the most explosive pieces of evidence were records showing that Levandowski had downloaded over 14,000 confidential files from Google's servers before his departure. These files contained highly sensitive information, including detailed schematics of Google's proprietary LiDAR technology, the very heart of self-driving cars. But the revelations didn't end there. Waymo's legal team also produced evidence that Levandowski had created a secret company called New Agera Corp to facilitate the transfer of stolen technology to Uber. This shadowy corporation was seemingly designed to obscure the true nature of Levandowski's dealings with the ride-hailing giant, adding a layer of subterfuge to an already tangled web of corporate intrigue. As the trial unfolded, Uber's defense team sought to cast doubt on Waymo's narrative. They argued that the acquisition of Otto was motivated not by a desire to steal trade secrets, but by Uber's genuine interest in the company's self-driving truck technology. Levandowski, they insisted, was a scapegoat to pawn in a high-stakes game of corporate chess. Uber's lawyers also tried to discredit the notion that Levandowski's actions had given the company an unfair advantage in the race for self-driving technology. They pointed out that Uber's autonomous vehicles used a different type of LiDAR technology than Waymo's, suggesting that any stolen secrets would have had limited value to the company. But Waymo's legal team was relentless. They continued to present a mountain of incriminating evidence, painting a damning picture of Levandowski's actions and Uber's complicity in the theft of trade secrets. As the trial wore on, it became increasingly clear that the outcome would have far-reaching consequences for both companies and for the future of self-driving technology as a whole. The trial was entering its final stages, and the tech world held its breath in anticipation of the jury's verdict. The stakes were incredibly high, with billions of dollars and the future of self-driving technology on the line. But just when it seemed that the trial was reaching its climax, a surprise development would change everything. In a stunning turn of events, Waymo and Uber announced that they had reached a settlement, bringing the sensational trial to an abrupt end. The terms of the settlement were staggering. Uber agreed to pay Waymo $245 million in equity, while also promising not to use Waymo's confidential information in its self-driving technology. The dust had barely settled on the Google versus Uber showdown, but the impact of the trial would continue to reverberate throughout the tech world for years to come. The case had laid bare the cutthroat competition and high-stakes intrigue that defined the race for self-driving technology, and it had exposed the lengths to which some were willing to go in pursuit of success. It served as a cautionary tale of ambition, betrayal, and the relentless drive for technological dominance. For Waymo, the settlement represented a significant victory, even if it hadn't achieved the complete vindication it had sought in court. The company had successfully defended its trade secrets and sent a clear message to the industry. It would not tolerate corporate espionage or the theft of its intellectual property. Uber, meanwhile, found itself in a precarious position. The settlement had dealt a significant financial blow to the company, and its reputation had been tarnished by the allegations of corporate theft. The trial had exposed the darker side of Uber's ambitions, casting a shadow over the company's future in the world of self-driving technology. As for Anthony Levandowski, his fortune would take a decidedly darker turn. In August 2020, he was sentenced to 18 months in prison for trade secret theft, a dramatic fall from grace for the once celebrated engineer. The trial had exposed the depths of his betrayal, leaving his reputation and career in tatters. In the years following the Google versus Uber trial, the landscape of self-driving technology continued to evolve at a rapid pace. Waymo emerged as a leader in the field, forging ahead with the development of its autonomous vehicles and pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Uber, on the other hand, struggled to regain its footing in the race for autonomy. The company continued to invest in self-driving technology, but the shadow of the trial and the weight of the settlement had taken their toll. Uber's ambitions had been tempered by the harsh realities of the legal battle, and it would take time for the company to recover its former momentum. The Google versus Uber saga had come to an end, but the race for self-driving technology was far from over. The trial had served as a stark reminder of the high stakes involved in the quest for autonomy, and it had exposed the lengths to which some were willing to go in pursuit of success. But as the dust settled and the industry moved forward, one thing was clear: the road to a driverless future would be paved with both triumphs and pitfalls, and the journey was only just beginning. While Waymo and Uber had dominated headlines with their courtroom drama, other companies were quietly making their own strides in the world of self-driving technology. Tech giants like Tesla, Apple, and Amazon were all investing heavily in autonomous vehicles, each hoping to stake their claim in the rapidly evolving market. Tesla, under the leadership of the enigmatic Elon Musk, continued to push the boundaries of what was possible with its autopilot system, while Apple's secretive Project Titan hinted at the company's own ambitions in the self-driving space. Amazon, meanwhile, saw the potential for self-driving vehicles to revolutionize its logistics and delivery operations, and was eager to leverage the technology to gain a competitive edge. But it wasn't just tech giants that were entering the fray. Traditional automakers like General Motors, Ford, and Volkswagen were all ramping up their own self-driving initiatives, determined not to be left behind as the industry underwent a seismic shift. The race for self-driving technology had taken on a new level of intensity, as companies around the world vied for a piece of the autonomous vehicle pie. The Google versus Uber trial had left an indelible mark on the self-driving industry, serving as a cautionary tale of ambition, betrayal, and the high stakes involved in the race for autonomy. But the lessons learned from the trial would not be forgotten. In the wake of the courtroom drama, companies became more vigilant about protecting their intellectual property, investing in robust cybersecurity measures and tightening their internal protocols. The trial had highlighted the importance of safeguarding trade secrets, and companies were keen to ensure that they didn't fall prey to corporate espionage. At the same time, the trial had also underscored the importance of collaboration and cooperation in the pursuit of self-driving technology. The complex nature of autonomous vehicles required the combined expertise of engineers, software developers, and regulatory experts, and companies began to forge strategic partnerships in order to pool their resources and accelerate progress. The road to a driverless future was still long and winding, but the industry was learning from its past mistakes and moving forward with renewed determination. As the years passed, the self-driving revolution continued to gather pace. Waymo expanded its fleet of autonomous vehicles, launching pilot programs in cities around the world and racking up millions of miles of real-world driving experience. Other companies, too, were making rapid strides, with self-driving cars becoming an increasingly common sight on roads across the globe. Regulatory frameworks began to evolve, adapting to the new reality of driverless vehicles and establishing guidelines for their safe deployment. Public opinion, once skeptical of the idea of cars without drivers, gradually began to shift as people became more accustomed to the technology and witnessed its potential benefits firsthand. The Google versus Uber trial had been a defining moment in the race for self-driving technology, exposing the darker side of ambition and the lengths to which some were willing to go in pursuit of success. But as the industry moved forward, it was the spirit of innovation, collaboration, and progress that would ultimately define the road to a driverless future. And so, the self-driving revolution continued to unfold, with the promise of safer, more efficient transportation just over the horizon. The trials and tribulations of the Google versus Uber saga had become a part of the industry's history, but the lessons learned would help to shape its future, paving the way for a new era of autonomy and innovation. As the self-driving revolution gathered momentum, it became increasingly clear that the implications of autonomous vehicles would extend far beyond the automotive industry. The widespread adoption of self-driving technology had the potential to reshape society in profound and far-reaching ways. One of the most immediate and tangible benefits of autonomous vehicles was the promise of improved road safety. Human error was the leading cause of accidents on the road, and self-driving cars offered the potential to eliminate these mistakes, drastically reducing the number of collisions and saving countless lives in the process. The environmental impact of self-driving vehicles was another area of significant potential. Autonomous vehicles had the potential to optimize traffic flow, reducing congestion and lowering emissions in the process. Moreover, the integration of self-driving technology with electric vehicles could lead to even greater reductions in greenhouse gas emissions, as the world continued to transition away from fossil fuels. The rise of self-driving technology also had the potential to revolutionize public transportation, making it more efficient, accessible, and cost-effective. Cities could deploy fleets of autonomous buses, trams, and taxis, offering seamless, on-demand transportation for their citizens and reducing the need for private car ownership. But the implications of self-driving technology were not limited to the realm of transportation. The rise of autonomous vehicles also promised to reshape industries such as logistics, delivery, agriculture, and even urban planning, as cities began to adapt to the new reality of driverless vehicles. Despite the enormous potential of self-driving technology, the road to a driverless future was not without its obstacles. The industry faced a number of significant challenges, from regulatory hurdles to technological limitations, and overcoming these barriers would be critical in realizing the full potential of autonomous vehicles. One of the most pressing challenges was the need for robust, reliable, and secure self-driving software. Ensuring that autonomous vehicles could navigate complex urban environments and respond to unpredictable situations was a monumental task, and the industry would need to continue investing in research and development to refine and improve its algorithms. Cybersecurity was another major concern, as self-driving vehicles were vulnerable to hacking and other malicious attacks. Companies would need to prioritize the development of secure systems to protect their vehicles from cyber threats, and work closely with regulatory bodies to establish robust cybersecurity frameworks. The ethical implications of self-driving technology also posed complex questions for the industry. As autonomous vehicles became more prevalent, society would need to grapple with the moral and ethical dilemmas that the technology presented, such as how self-driving cars should prioritize the safety of their occupants versus that of pedestrians or other road users. Finally, public acceptance of self-driving vehicles would be crucial in determining the pace of the industry's progress. Building trust in the technology would be an ongoing challenge, as people would need to feel confident in the safety and reliability of autonomous vehicles before they could truly embrace a driverless future. The story of the Google versus Uber trial had exposed the darker side of ambition, revealing the lengths to which some were willing to go in pursuit of success. But the self-driving revolution was about more than just corporate intrigue and high-stakes legal battles. It was a testament to the power of innovation, collaboration, and progress. As the industry continued to evolve and overcome the challenges that lay ahead, the promise of a driverless future grew ever closer. In this new era of autonomy, self-driving vehicles would reshape the way we live, work, and interact with the world around us, offering new opportunities for efficiency, safety, and sustainability. The road to a driverless future was long and winding, but the lessons learned from the Google versus Uber saga would help to guide the industry's journey. With each passing mile, the vision of a world transformed by self-driving technology came closer to becoming a reality, fueled by the spirit of innovation, determination, and a shared commitment to progress. As the self-driving revolution continued to unfold, new players would enter the field, fresh innovations would emerge, and the industry would learn from its past mistakes. The impact of autonomous vehicles would ripple through society, touching every aspect of our lives and changing the way we think about transportation, urban planning, and even the very nature of human mobility. In the end, the legacy of the Google versus Uber saga would be one of lessons learned and progress made. The trial had served as a stark reminder of the high stakes involved in the race for self-driving technology, but it had also demonstrated the power of collaboration and the importance of pursuing innovation with integrity. The self-driving revolution had begun, and the road to a driverless future stretched out before us, full of promise and potential. It was a journey that would be shaped by the lessons of the past and the drive for a better tomorrow, as the world embraced the dawn of a new era in autonomous transportation. The widespread adoption of self-driving technology had consequences that extended far beyond the realm of transportation. One of the most significant areas of impact was the job market, as the rise of autonomous vehicles threatened to disrupt entire industries and transform the nature of work itself. For drivers of taxis, trucks, and other commercial vehicles, the advent of self-driving technology posed an existential threat. Millions of jobs were at risk of being rendered obsolete by autonomous vehicles, and the transition to a driverless future raised difficult questions about the fate of these workers. At the same time, the rise of self-driving technology also created new opportunities for employment. Skilled workers were in high demand to design, develop, and maintain the complex systems that powered autonomous vehicles, and industries such as software development, data analysis, and cybersecurity experienced a surge in growth as a result. Moreover, the transition to a driverless future also opened up new possibilities for job creation in industries that had not yet been conceived. As self-driving technology continued to evolve, it was likely that entirely new sectors would emerge, offering fresh opportunities for employment and economic growth. As the self-driving revolution continued to gather pace, its impact on urban environments began to take shape. The rise of autonomous vehicles had the potential to fundamentally change the way cities were designed and planned, as the concept of smart cities emerged as a key element of the driverless future. In a smart city, self-driving vehicles would be seamlessly integrated into the urban fabric, communicating with one another and with the city's infrastructure to optimize traffic flow, reduce congestion, and improve overall efficiency. Parking lots could be repurposed as green spaces or housing, as the need for personal car ownership declined in the face of efficient, on-demand autonomous transportation. City planners would need to consider the impact of autonomous vehicles on public spaces, as well as the implications for pedestrian and cyclist safety. New types of urban infrastructure, such as dedicated lanes for self-driving vehicles and pickup drop-off zones, would need to be developed to accommodate the growing presence of autonomous transportation. The rise of smart cities also had the potential to improve accessibility for those who were unable to drive, such as the elderly or disabled. Autonomous vehicles could provide these individuals with newfound independence and freedom, opening up new possibilities for social and economic participation. The road to a driverless future had been a long and winding one, marked by both triumphs and tribulations. The Google versus Uber saga had played a pivotal role in shaping the course of the self-driving revolution, exposing the darker side of ambition and the high stakes involved in the race for autonomy. As the world continued to embrace the promise of self-driving technology, it was important to remember the lessons learned from the past. The pursuit of innovation and progress must be guided by a commitment to integrity and collaboration, and the potential benefits of autonomous vehicles must be balanced against the challenges and ethical considerations that they presented. In the end, the journey toward a driverless future was about more than just technology. It was about the potential to transform our lives for the better, to make our roads safer, our cities cleaner, and our world more connected. The self-driving revolution had begun, and the possibilities were limited only by our imagination and our determination to succeed.